Hello, everyone. This is Derek with the Bourbon Table. And today we've got a brand new release. I can't believe I found a bourbon that was released in PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits days after the release. This is it. It's Maker's Mark. See it there? Yeah, Keeper's Release 2025. This is supposed to be a bold flavor profile with toasted barrels and caramel. We'll see when we taste it if that's the case. The interesting thing about this, as per the company, is that the design of this flavor profile comes from the employees of Maker's Mark that work in the warehouses that actually handle the barrels and the product, and they put it in the barrels and they take it out of the barrels. They were consulted on this profile, so we'll see if they were right. It's their typical bottle shape. It is the same label style as the Heart Release, as you can maybe see there. There it is. And I have the Heart Release from 2024. We'll try that afterwards. They're not supposed to be similar. We'll see if how they compare. I poured this maybe 10 minutes ago and it's been sitting. Traditional bourbon on the nose. Just a little bit of ethanol on there. Now, I just cracked this yesterday or the day before, and I did cheat. I did have a pour. So I am getting the toasted in there. I am getting the oak. I'm getting something else. I'm not getting the sweet caramel profile just yet. All right, let's give it a taste. Okay. The flavor is bold and it is there's a lot more flavor than I got on the nose. So on the flavor, I do get the oak. I get more sweetness. On the front end, I get sweetness. It is that caramel with kind of oak behind the caramel, if you will. Wow, even more sweetness. This is what, 109 proof. This tastes a little bit hotter than 109, but fine. I mean, good. Not a bad deal. I like it. It does have that oak. It does have that sweetness. Easy sipper. I think there's way too much flavor here. This retails at PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits for $75. That might be maybe $5 over MSRP. I'm not sure. But that's a good price for this. I would pay that. I don't think I'd pay more than that. I don't know if this will make it to the secondary market. But if it does, I don't know that I'd pay more than $75. But it's a nice installment on their wood finishing series. Right away, it's sweetness, then followed by a little bit of heat, and then the finish is all oak. Really good. Get this one. Now let's try it. I'm going to put that right here. Now let's try comparing it to the Heart Release 2024. And you can get that in focus. There we go. All right. And this one, they say caramel, chocolate, and maple. Sounds delicious. Let's be for sure. Now, I just cracked this 20 minutes ago, and this has also been sitting maybe 10 minutes. Okay, compared to the Keepers release, this is not as aromatic, if you will. I don't have as much on the nose as I did with the Keepers, but I do get a sense of that chocolate in there. Less oak, more subtle. All right, let's taste it. Whoa, okay. This one's sweeter. Definitely has the chocolate in there. Prominent. The maples in the background. What else did it say it had? Caramel. Sure, yeah. I like a little sweeter profile. I don't like uber sweet, although I can drink that a little bit. I like a little bit on the sweeter side. Both of these are in my wheelhouse. The Heart Release is sweeter than the Keepers. The Keepers has enough sweetness to satisfy me. The Heart Release, tasting it after the Keepers, again, it's sweeter. Not a problem at all. Man, this Heart Release is good too. So Makers is doing some really good stuff. The thing I love about this is both of these releases I could find. You know, when distillers, they put out really good product, it's often hard to find. And if you do find it, it's one spot and you got to hit a bunch of different liquor stores. Now I was very lucky with the Keepers because PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits doesn't traditionally have stuff first. We did this time. That's why you're getting this video. I did get the Heart Release also from Fine Wine and Good Spirits. It was also $75. It's been sitting on my shelf for a while. I've been tasting other things. Decided to get to it to compare the two, 24 and 25. PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits gets a bad rap in many cases for a good reason, because their shelf stock doesn't change up a lot. And the super uber popular stuff for bourbon fans like myself is typically hard to find. In this case, it wasn't. So I don't know if they've got some sort of a unique contract with Maker's Mark or their distributor, but not the case here. The other thing about Fine Wine and Good Spirits that I think is better than individually owned liquor stores is that their prices are pretty solid. They are MSRP or a few dollars more in most cases. In most cases. In some cases, they're a little bit too high. And in many cases, I can find stuff outside of Pennsylvania discounted. I think that's a bad word, but anyway, sold for less than the MSRP. And I think that my Elijah Craig 18 I got for $150 is a good example of that. So, but when you're looking for stuff, you know that you're not going to pay secondary at all. So I'm able to get, for example, an Eagle Rare for $41 out the door. That is because they're not allowed to charge for it. Now, it's almost impossible to find one of those Eagle Rares, but in a case like this, I'm able to find it and I'm paying $75. Again, if that's not MSRP, it's at most $5 more. Anyway, bringing it back to the product, the Keepers release and the Heart Release from Makers, which is a wheated bourbon, as you know, highly recommended if you can get it at that price or less. Would I go more? I might go more for the Heart Release just because of that sweetness, the chocolate. Who doesn't love chocolate, you know? And you got the caramel, you got the maple, but I really picked up the chocolate on that one. Both of them, though, if you see them, grab them. No secondary prices. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe. We're going to be doing more tastings of different stuff, and we do our bourbon shelf tours where you get to see every price on every shelf from the bourbon shelves of the liquor stores that I go to, so that you can get an idea of what a good value is. So many times I've heard and I've experienced where I see a bottle I haven't seen before and I see a price. I don't know if it's a good price or a bad price. And I'm searching through the internet on my phone in the liquor store, and it's not very helpful because what turns up is a lot of web stores and their prices, and then you got to add taxes and shipping. So it's hard to tell. This is a good way to tell. Coming up, I'm going to be heading to Florida to do some bourbon shelf tours in Florida. First time I'm going to be doing that, so join me on that. So subscribe, like, leave a comment. Tell me if you think I did a good job. Tell me if you've had this. Tell me if you've ever used these for mixers. Anything you want, leave a comment. It'll really help the channel. Again, thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Wow.